بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful. Hello dear brothers and sisters, respected viewers. I would like to congratulate the birthday anniversary of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba, son of the commander of faithful Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, to Imam of our time, Sahib al-Asr wal-Zaman, Ajjalallah ta'ala farajahu sharif, and then to all of you dear brothers and sisters who are watching this live show at the moment right now. I hope inshallah all your prayers, your worships to Almighty God, and your siyam, as it is said in Arabic, inshallah has been accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this great day, or let's say this great night, which is the night of the birthday anniversary of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba, has been and be a great night for all of you dear brothers and sisters, especially followers of Ahlul Bayt salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhim ajma'in. If you remember, yesterday night we had a very unique, beautiful live show, and we had Sufrat Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salam. That was a very great show, and mashallah, lots of respected viewers contributed and joined us, and they started sponsoring for the next week, on which inshallah we're going to have another Sufrat Al-Baneen. So if you would like to join as well and contribute to this Sufra and ask Almighty for your hajat or send blessings to your marhumin, don't forget to call and contact the Imam Hussein TV3 group, and then my colleagues, they will be able to help you and tell you what to do, how you can contribute in this great Sufra and show. So inshallah everything is going to be great once again. Tonight, as it is night of Friday, or it's Friday night, let's say, if we can just say it like this, it always confuses me, night of Friday night, oh my God, it's a little bit, weird. Anyway, in this night, which the day was Friday, and now it is Friday night, let's say, we are next to Holy Shana of Hussein alayhi salam once again, and we are in Karbala and having and presenting and broadcasting this live show for those who love Ahlul Bayt salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim ajma'in, for those who wish to be here in Karbala, but as long as the ways and the borders are locked due to the coronavirus, so here we are, and we are going to be your representative and perform ziyarah on your behalf. So if you're ready to start another night with Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and maybe in a couple of hours you're going to start your fast after having sahar, having the special meal which is eaten before the call for prayer in the morning and dawn. Let's be za'irin of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Let's perform a ziyarah and say humble salam to Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Abbas alayhi salam, and actually congratulate Imam Hussein alayhi salam as well for the birthday anniversary of his older brother, Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salam. So if you're ready, just join me. Let's all together say humble salam to Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Abbas alayhi salam. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله. O Mawla, O Master, Imam Hussein, I would like to congratulate you, the birthday anniversary of your beloved brother, of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salam, the second Imam who was born in the 15th of Ramadan in the 3rd year of Hijrah. And I know that you loved your brother a lot as he was your Imam and he was your older brother. Your brother was named as Karim al Taha, or the generous of the Taha family. Hereby, standing here in front of your holy shrine, O Imam Hussein alayhi salam, I send my salam and I represent all the mu'mineen and mu'minat, those who would like to send salam to you. And I'm saying salam on their behalf and congratulate you for this great birthday anniversary. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Rasulullah. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Amir al-Mu'mineen wa ibn Sayyid al-Wasiyyin. Assalamu alayka ya ibn Fatimah al-Zahra, Sayyidati Nisa al-Alameen. Assalamu alayka wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let's all together say a humble salam to أبا الفضل العباس عليه السلام قمر بني هاشم. السلام عليك يا باب الحوائج. السلام عليك يا ساقي العطاشة. O أبا الفضل العباس, I would like to congratulate you as well for the birthday anniversary of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba عليه السلام. And you are a great brother for these two Imams. You are a loyal brother to Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein عليهم السلام. السلام عليك أيها العبد الصالح المطيع لله ولرسوله ولأمير المؤمنين والحسن والحسين ورحمة الله وبركاته. I'm just watching the great footages and pictures which are shown by my dear brother, the director, to you, dear brothers and sisters. Very beautiful and unique footage. When you just look at the whole shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Al Abbas alayhi salam from the top, and you have Bain al-Haramain in between, and people are walking, those lovers of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Al Abbas alayhi salam, who are coming to Karbala to perform ziyarah, to go to the whole shrine of Al Abbas alayhi salam, and then head to the whole shrine of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. This is a very beautiful footage and view. So I hope and I ask Almighty, in sake of the Imam of our time and in sake of Imam Hassan alayhi salam, the one whose birthday anniversary is this night, inshallah, as soon as possible, all of you dear brothers and sisters be able to come to Karbala and be Za'ir of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Abu Abbas alayhi salam. It's very hard for those lovers who are used to visiting some people to stop visiting them for a long time. I know that. There are lots of people who send me messages. There are lots of people who call me directly and they want me to perform ziyarah on their behalf, or they would like to say salam to Imam Hussein while I'm in Bain al-Haramain or I'm in the studio. So I can feel that how it feels. I can understand how it is hard for those who are separated from Ahlul Bayt physically. I safe physically, because nothing will ban and stop the hearts of mu'mineen and mu'minat to contact and come to Karbala. Right now, you're watching this live show and you are looking at the golden dome of Abu al-Abbas alayhi salam just behind me, and in another footage, you can see the golden dome of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. So your heart is connected automatically with Ahlul Bayt salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim ajma'in. There are some people, the other night I just received a clip, a short video of a family who their little girl, baby girl, maybe she was 3 or 4 years old, she was crying standing in front of the screen, and the screen was showing the holy shrine of Imam al-Rada alayhi salam. The little baby girl, she was crying and she was saying that I am missing Imam al-Rada alayhi salam. I was really shocked, subhanallah. She's only 3 years old. But the attraction of Ahlul Bayt salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim ajma'in is so immense, is so great, that attracts any pure heart. No matter this pure heart is in the chest of a little kid or in the chest of a mature and old man or woman. So, as long as we are followers and lovers of Ahlul Bayt salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim ajma'in, we find tranquility, we find peace once we get connected to Ahlul Bayt salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim ajma'in. And this show, the Shining Moons show, is designed and is broadcasted in this regard, in order to make you closer to Ahlul Bayt and to give you the required information, or a portion of the required information, let's say, maybe it's this kind of saying is better, a portion of the required information about Ahlul Bayt salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim ajma'in, through talking and discussing about the most comprehensive form of Ziyarah Al Jamiah. Inshallah, in a few minutes, we're going to have the respected guest, Sheikh Mustafa Akhwan, in the studio with me. So until we have this respected guest into the studio, let's have a short break. Once again, let's look the beautiful holy shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Abu Abbas alayhi salam once again. Then inshallah we will be back with the respected guest. Okay, hello once again, and welcome to the Shining Moon live show in Karbala. And inshallah, you're ready to spend another time with the Holy Son of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and Prophet Abbas alayhi salam, and receiving beautiful and great information about Ahlul Bayt salawatullah salamu alayhim ajma'een through the most comprehensive form of ziyarah called Ziyarah Al Jamiah. So let's welcome the respected guest Sheikh Mustafa Akhoon, who is here in this studio with me right now at the moment. And inshallah, after that, we go ahead with the rest of this ziyarah. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikhna, and I would like to congratulate you for the birthday anniversary of Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam as well.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah to brother Mustafa, and also to all the viewers of Imam Hussein TV3, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the blessing of these nights, this night, the night of the birth anniversary of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salam, Kareem Ahlul Bayt, the most generous, to give us the best idea of our time, and that is for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten the reappearance of our beloved Imam Mahdi ajalallah ta'ala farajahu al-sharif, and for us to be inshaAllah amongst his companions and his sincere soldiers, and to grant all the viewers of this blessed show, this blessed channel, the visitation of the shrines of Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam very soon inshaAllah. I'm at your service.
Inshallah, thank you. And as this is the 14th episode of this live show, I don't want to just to say that it's great just because we are presenting it, but I would like to say it's great because we're talking about Ahlul Bayt salawatullah wasalam alayhim ajma'een. So let me say this great live show, which is presented from Karbala directly and live to the respected viewers, as this is the 14th episode of this great show. Would you like to say something about Imam Hassan Mujtaba alayhi salam, just even as a hadith, and as this night is blessed by the birthday anniversary of this great Imam, and then we just start?
Sure, I mean, as we are discussing every night, we are talking about Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, each and every one of them. We are, alhamdulillah, we have brought some examples. I mean, it's not enough examples from their lives, which every second, every minute of their lives are a lesson plan and a plan for us to better our life and enhance our life and get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by imitating their behavior and their personality. But Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salam, specifically, as you also mentioned it last night when we had the Safra and Majlis of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salam, is that let us be generous, not only financially, it means generosity. Some people, when they hear about generosity, they say, okay, we don't have any money, how can we be generous?
Yeah.
Generous is not only money, it's about personality. To be generous, it's to have that personality of giving, to have that personality of sharing, whatever that might be. Some people, you might see them, they don't have wealth, but they have knowledge. When it comes to the knowledge, they are kind of hesitant when you go to them and you ask question. Their attitude towards you when they ask question, it's kind of a weird attitude that's, okay, I can answer you one question or two questions, and that's enough. But we see within the life of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, Imam Hassan alayhi salam, all the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, people would come and ask questions again and again and again. Not only just normal questions, wealth, whatever they wanted, they would come to Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, and Ahlul Bayt won't get tired. So again, it's a personality. So let us have that kind of personality of generosity. Let us learn from Imam al-Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salam, appreciate his life, and in the way that we become generous like him. That Imam Hassan, I want to be generous. Anytime that we go to Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam shrine and we ask for wealth, oh Allah, give me the wealth and give me the generosity of Kareem Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam to spend it for your cause.
Yeah.
And for helping needy people and helping spread the religion of Islam, as Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam did. So ask for wealth, and if you add to that getting the tawfiq and the blessing to spend it for the sake of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, I'm sorry, it will increase the chance of you getting it. Because if we don't have money and we didn't spend it for the sake of Allah and Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, we won't be asked on the day of judgment, why didn't you spend? Allah, I didn't have the money. But if we have the money and we don't spend it for the right reason, for the right cause, helping needy people, it doesn't contradict us spending for our own family and relatives, not at all. But again, having the hands of giving, Allah on the day of judgment will ask us, I gave you. For every dollar, every penny, every pound, we are going to be accountable. I gave you. Did you spend it in the right way or no? So this is something that I think we can learn from the life of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba alayhi salam.
Thank you. It's a very great thing, especially the case through which you say that generosity is not only about wealth and about money and about giving money to the others. Sometimes by a very beautiful smile to the face of the mu'min or mu'mina who is asking you something or wants or is depressed for some reason, and you just speak with them, talk to them, and give them tranquility by your speaking, then this is going to be a kind of generosity.
It is sadaqah. I mean,
yeah,
as the hadith says from the life of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, as you mentioned beautifully, smiling to the face of the believer, a mu'min brother, is a sadaqah. Again, giving that positive vibe. As the Imams of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam also have narrated, that a believer, his sadness, his grief is in his heart, but his happiness always, it's outside. It's always giving positive vibe. You don't have money, you don't have wealth. We do see some people, they live a very simple and basic life, but when you are next to them, they have that heart of giving, that positive vibe, that good mood, that when you are with them, you feel good. Well, that shows their heart is generous. If they get millions of dollars, they will give it for the sake of helping needy people, serving Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. So that needs blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this night, to take it to Imam Hassan, Imam will give it to us.
Thank
Inshallah.
you. So back to our discussion and back to talking about the most comprehensive form of Ziyarah Al Jamiah, where we are going to start from, inshallah, tonight, and what we're going to learn from your lecture. Please go ahead.
Last night you mentioned a couple of good questions which we didn't have time to go over it, but I did not forget them and I will not pass by them. No, inshallah, we will address them.
Inshallah.
We addressed Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam that you are Babul Iman, you are the doors to the faith. And we mentioned that Iman and faith is not completed, and the religion of Islam is not completed unless with wilayah of Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam and his children, which we read and read within the verse of the Holy Quran, that when Imam Ali alayhi salam was appointed, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum wa atmamtum alaykum ni'mati. Today I have perfected your religion and completed the ni'mah for you, and that is by appointing Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. And your question was that if a person does whatever good he does, all the prayers are done, all the fastings are done, everything is done. How can it be? Is it possible that without having the wilayah of Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam and Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, their prayers, their deeds, none of them is accepted? The answer is yes, none of them are accepted. We will argue, there's an argument, so he did all the good deeds without accepting wilayah of Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Well, we go one step higher. Why is it that when I ask that individual who comes and has this question and argues that I want to be good and be all the good that is possible, not accept Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, do all my prayers, I will tell him, then why not accepting Rasulullah also? Why do you have to accept Rasulullah? Be it all good, do all your prayers, do all of your fastings, help needy, give zakat, give khums, go to Hajj. Do not accept Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the last messenger. Will your religion be completed? Will Allah accept it from you?
No.
We have to come to the conclusion based on ayah of Mubahala that Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam is nafsu Rasulullah, is the same soul of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So by not accepting him, we are not accepting Rasulullah. By not accepting Rasulullah, what is the meaning of the religion of Islam?
No meaning.
Rasulullah, the religion of Islam is based on believing in Allah, Rasulullah, Quran, Day of Qiyamah, angels, and so on and so forth, and as part of our beliefs. So, believing in Quran, I'm not going to be a believer in Quran, I'm just going to do all the goods. I don't believe in Quran. I don't want to read Quran. I don't want to read narrations of Rasulullah. Again, we're just putting Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Religion of Islam is not completed without Rasulullah. If we separate Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam from Rasulullah, then they have an argument. But it's not separatable. They are together. They are one. So that's one thing. If we want to be tangible, if we want to be very practical, we see, for example, a very well-shaped, muscled body.
Yeah.
This individual worked so hard day and night to build his muscle, ate the best food, didn't look after his calories. Very well-shaped body. As soon as he dies, people won't be next to him for next minute. The same people that they, for a minute before, they were taking picture with him, they were getting his autograph, and they're trying to be around him. As soon as he dies, they're not going to be with him. The best thing that they can do, okay, let us go and bury him within a day or two. He needs to be gone. That's it.
Yeah.
The most important part of our body, that we have the physical body and we have our spirit, is the soul, is our soul. Physical body, it has meaning, it has importance, but more important than is our soul. That's why we see a sick individual, a very, 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 very sick individual, that he hardly breathes, and his heart, it's not functioning right. A couple of beats here, there, it's missing some beats, and his brain is not functioning. But until he has soul in him, we keep him.
Yeah.
We respect him. Not that we disrespect the deceased. No, we keep him because it's the soul that is important. But as people, we won't bury him.
Yeah.
Okay, we said that's it. We cannot
People,
use his
people
body.
don't leave him alone.
They don't.
Yeah.
They will do whatever it is. Nurses, doctors. We see it. May Allah bless and may God reward all the nurses and all the doctors that are fighting this at the front line and putting from their life and effort, and they're sacrificing themselves. We ask God for all the believers and non-believers who are at the front line fighting COVID-19. May God bless them. May Allah, God give them patience, and to their families. Some of these families haven't seen their relatives for months because they don't come home, and they're just fighting and they're sacrificing. We pray for all of them, but they will do whatever it is to keep him alive. So it is the soul that is important. The soul of the religion of Islam. Let the outer shell be as beauty as possible. Let it have the best body. But as soon as the soul is gone, this is it. This human being is dead. We need to bury him. We have to move on. Religion of Islam without Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, it's like a body without a soul. It doesn't exist. It doesn't have any meaning. I brought a couple of hadith. The first hadith, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله. This is in book of Khawarizmi, and I found it in a couple of non-Shia books, plus our Amal Shaykh al-Tusi, Shaykh al-Mufid. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه. So within Shia and non-Shia books, they have brought this hadith. ألزموا مودتنا أهل البيت. Hold on to the love of us and following us and acting upon our teaching. In other words, as أهل البيت. فإنه من لقي الله وهو يودنا أهل البيت. Anyone who meets Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment, while he has that love and he tried his best to be our followers, دخل الجنة بشفاعتنا. He will enter heaven with our intercession. Again, this is from non-Shia books. وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِهِ. Rasulullah saying, by the one who has my heart and my soul in his hand. لا ينتفع عبد بعمله إلا بمعرفة حقنا. An individual, a servant of Allah, will not benefit anything from his action unless he has the ma'arif of us Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. And ma'arif brings about action. That's something that we talked about in previous nights. Ma'arifah, iman, believe, it's in heart, verbally acknowledging it, and amalun bil arkan. If I love Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, but I don't follow them, that doesn't show love. I'm saying it only verbally. I am a believer. Allah says you're not a believer unless that is in your heart. And Rasulullah says also acting upon the teachings of Muhammad and Al Muhammad sallallahu alayhi ajma'in. So if we want to benefit from our salah, from our zakat, from our khums, from our hajj, from our jihad, from our everything, striving toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, against our ego. That's good meaning and the true meaning of jihad, one of the meaning of jihad. That cannot be done unless we have the ma'rifah of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Because when we have a ma'rifah of Ahlul Bayt, when we read Quran with that knowledge of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, I won't blow myself within innocent people within supermarkets or bazaar, thinking that and believing that I will have lunch with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam because I have ma'rifah of Ahlul Bayt. That ma'rifah brings about reading their life, reading their history, and brings about acting upon their teachings. That's one hadith. Another hadith, this is the second hadith, it's on the Shia books. An Abi Ja'far alayhi salam. Bunya al-Islam ala khamsata ashya. Islam has been built on 5 things. Ala salah, number 1, prayer. Was zakat, number 2. Was sawm, fasting, number 3. Wal hajj, number 4. Wal walayah, accepting us Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam and the guardianship of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad salawatullah alayhim ajma'in, and following Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. قال زرارة فقلت وأي شيء من ذلك أفضل. Which one of these 5s? This 5. Salah, fasting, zakat, hajj, or accepting your guardianship. Which one of them أفضل, has more virtue, is more important? قال الولاية. Accepting guardianship of us Ahl Bayt. أفضل. Why? لأنهما مفتاحهن. لأنها مفتاحهن. Love of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, as we talked about the car and the key within the previous episode. This car won't operate. Salah, zakat, khums, hajj. It won't be functioning the way that Allah wants it to function without the key. And that key is the wilayah of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. لأنها مفتاحهن. If you don't have the key of wilayah of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, forget it. This car won't operate. والوالي هو الدليل عليهن. Wali, the guardian, which is today, this day, in our time, our guardian, our wali is Imam al-Mahdi ajralallahu ta'ala farajul sharif. He is the one ad-dalil alayhinna. He's the one who guides us. So we won't be praying, taking wudu with the air and the sky. I don't know where we get the wudu from.
In another word, if someone has got, or let's just say it first in this case, that if someone has no wilayah, has no love towards Ahlul Bayt salawatullah wa salam alayhim ajma'in, and he doesn't follow them, whatever he does is not accepted.
Of course not.
But in another way, or another word, if someone, for example, has got wilayah of Commander of Faithful Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, and he loves Ahlul Bayt and he tries to be like them, but for one reason, I don't know, any reason, for example, he's not wealthy enough, he's not able to go to Hajj. It's okay. His iman is not damaged.
Of course.
Or if for some reason he can't fast.
Very true.
He is not fasting.
Very true.
Okay? But he still is mu'min. But if he says that, no, for one reason I can't have wilayah of Amir al-Mu'min, no, it's not accepted at all.
Very good point you mentioned, which is an aeration. There are a period of time for sisters who cannot pray.
Yeah.
Within a month, 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, they don't pray.
Yeah.
So, also they don't fast within those days. A sick individual is not allowed to fast. It's haram when a sick individual, this is a hukum, if fasting harms him, that individual should not fast. Hajj, until now, for example, I haven't been to Hajj because I don't have enough money to go to Hajj. All of this will be excused. That lady who didn't pray, they didn't fast because of the reason that it was her menstrual period. The sick person, I know an individual, many years because of his kidney problem, he's not fasting. He's just paying his fidyah. So all of them, it's okay, but the wilayah is something that you must have it. Having that wilayah, even those things, shortcome, is like, again, you have the key, you turn on the key, you go a little bit, but you don't know how to function, the car stops. But still, you can turn it on again and you go. You turn it on again and you go forward. Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam said, with that wilayah, our intercession will kick in and we will intercede because you had that wilayah and you tried to be your best.
And here is another question. We've got different type of, matches or matchings. So we have just discussed two kind of matchings, and there isn't one another kind of matching, which is the one who says that okay, I have wilayah of Ahlul Bayt, I love them, but he intentionally doesn't say his prayers, doesn't fast, or doesn't, for example, give homes or zakat, or I don't know, any other mandatory ahkam or things that he need to do, but he says, no, I don't do that, but I really have got wilayah. So what is this person going
Beautiful
to do?
hadith will reply to your question. Imams of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam have narrated, لا ينال شفاعتنا مستخفا بالصلاة. Our intercession will not reach the person, not that he's not praying. No, the person who doesn't believe in salah and who doesn't pray, he's not a Muslim.
He's a hypocrite.
No, he's not. He's kafir. The person who purposely...
No, who says that I love Ahlul Bayt, but he doesn't pray.
But he's kafir. The one who purposely intentionally says, I don't believe in salah and I don't pray, not believing in any of ahkam, intentionally and purpose. Sometimes you don't have the knowledge of it. It hasn't reached you. You're not informed. Well, that's something else. But no, you know of it, but intentionally say, I don't believe in it. That's kufr. Imam says our intercession will not reach the one who's mustakhaf bis salah. What is mustakhaf bis salah means? Time of salah comes. We're watching a Super Bowl, football Super Bowl. Time of salah comes. We delay our salah until halftime comes. So the halftime will do whatever they do. I will then pray. I'll do my prayers. That's called mustakhafan bis salah. Giving value to something higher than salah. We're sitting within a gathering. We have been invited. Time for food comes, or we're just sitting. It's not time for food. We're just sitting. We're talking and chit-chatting and talking. Time of adhan comes. Adhan is said. Well, I said, okay, we're doing here. I'll do my salah later. Again, I'm giving superiority to my gathering and chit-chat. Then Allah is calling. Allahu Akbar. I'm doing something. And anything that we give, I said this one time, I think the only thing that we can say that is allowed for us to delay our salah is for a doctor who has his hand in the heart of someone. He's doing an open heart surgery. He cannot leave it. He's the only one. He must finish his surgery. Allah is Ghafur Rahim. If not, there is no excuse for us. I'm not sure. I mean, again, legitimate excuses, I understand. We are going from one place to another place. We are driving to our first service area. Adhan is said, okay, we're going to get to first service area. We see, unfortunately, some of these people who don't have the wilayah brings about comprehension, brings about awareness. One of these individuals in New York, he wants to pray. It's the taxing of the airplane. As soon as the taxing, when you taxing of airplane, you must be seated. After that, you can open. Yeah. The time of adhan comes. While the taxing, he gets up. Allahu Akbar, I want to pray. They had to land the airplane again. Habibi, understand. Right now, I know we have to pray on time, but there is a legitimate reason right now. Just give it a couple of minutes. It goes high. Always if we prayed in many of the airlines, I'll go in the back. I either fold my abaya or I get one of the blankets. I ask the pilot from the
direction of Qibla.
The Qibla, and I pray. You don't have to do this. This is an emergency, understandable. But other than that, how many of us we are in a taxi? So, to answer your question, no. If it purposely, especially salah, which is amud al-deen, لا ينال شفاعتنا مستخفا بالصلاة.
Great answer. Thank you so much.
Sure. It brings us to another hadith. عن زرارة عن أبي جعفر قال ذروة الآن وسنامة ومفتاح, and continues. Imam says, أما لو أن رجلا قام ليله وصام نهاره. If an individual all night of his life he's awake and he supplicates to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and during the day of his all lifespan he is fasting, وتصدق بجميع ماله, and he gives all of his wealth for the sake of charity, to charity, وحج جميع دهره, he lived 7 years from age 14, 15 until age 70. Every year he went to Hajj. All of his wealth to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the sake of charity. All nights awake. All day fasting. وَلَمْ يَعْرِفْ وَلَايَةْ وَلِيِّ اللَّهِ, and he doesn't have the knowledge and the ma'rifah that we are emphasizing every night, this past 14 nights, the ma'rifah of Imam, especially all the Imams and the Imam of our time, Imam al-Mahdi Ajalullah Ta'ala Faraj Sharif, Waliyullah fayuwali, so he can follow him, so he can take him as his guardian, accepting him, follow him. وَيَكُونَ جَمِيعَ أَعْمَالِهِ بِدَلَالَةٍ مِّنْ, so all of his action will be by the guidance of that guardian, of that wali. مَا كَانَ لَهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ حَقٌّ فِي ثَوَابِهِ, on the day of judgment he cannot say, Allah, I did all of this and I'm waiting a reward. وَلَا كَانَ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْإِيمَانِ, finish. He is not from the people of faith. He doesn't have Iman.
Allah.
Because it needs Imamah to guide him. Because this path, اهدنا الصراط المستقيم, as we have mentioned it numerous times within these 14 nights, this صراط المستقيم, Shaitan sits on it. If I don't have my wali, if I don't have my Imam to show me, Shaitan took you away, it is time for you to come back. This is the way, deviation. Come back. Shaitan takes us. Come back. Come back. Come back. If we don't have that Imam,
they were lost.
Shaitan will be there.
Yeah.
So somebody will ask, Shaykh, we don't have our Imam with us. Our beloved Imam Mahdi Ajalullah Ta'ala Faraj Sharif is in occultation. First and foremost, Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam have left us their teachings.
Yeah.
Their narrations, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
And Imam Hassan al-Askari alayhi salam and Imam al-Mahdi Ajalullah Ta'ala Faraj Sharif, through different narrations, have told us that during my occultation, Imam al-Mahdi says, follow representatives. They are Hujjah of Allah upon you, and I'm Hujjah of Allah upon them.
Sure.
So we can go to our Maraja al-Taqleed, may Allah prolong their lives, in Qom, in Najaf. They spent 30, 35, 40 years studying. And after their study finished, it's not that they stopped. No, they keep researching. As soon as a new affair comes that they need to be giving a ruling, a verdict, a fatwa, they come back to the teachings of Islam, to the teachings of Muhammad and Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they give us a verdict that this is permissible, this is not permissible. So Imams of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam haven't left us. Okay, you are on your own. Go and do whatever you have to do. No, this is against Allah's justice to take the Imam away from us and not show us the path. So if I'm misguided on the Day of Judgment, I can say, Allah, I know we Muslims did wrong, but you led us astray also. You left us without any supervision. You left us without the shepherd to look after our affairs. Allah says, no, I left you, Imam. You can benefit from him the same way that you benefit from the sun while he's behind the cloud. And I gave you the opportunity. Ask for the Imam. Ask for the reappearance. I would have sent it for you. And there were Maraja who would teach you the way, but you didn't do it.
And actually comparing our period, our time, our era with the era of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, the mind of the people has been grown up a little bit. It's not exactly the same as those people, those Bedouin people who were living with the Holy Prophet Muhammad.
True.
They had no idea what the healthcare is, for example. They were bearing their own daughters, and they were behaving in a very, very vicious method with the other people. But right now, exactly as you said, after 12 Imam and after the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, after all these teachings, people have got that kind and that level of mind and knowledge that they can conclude different things, even things that happened recently, which has not happened in the time of Ahlul Bayt, and they can conclude ahkam through those maraja, who you said. And I think that in this time also we can have Imam of our time by our side if we follow them exactly, if we try to know them. And one of these things that we can do is exactly talking and speaking about the Ziyarah Al Jamiah, knowing the value of Imam. So through this way, through this approach, we can know the greatness of Imam, the value of Imam, and inshallah be a true follower. So when Imam of our time he reappears, then we are ready to be his soldiers and we are ready to sacrifice.
See, beautifully mentioned. Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, knowing their value will bring about us reading their narrations.
Yeah.
I emphasize in this book, Tuhaf al-Uqul, and other books of narrations that we have, alhamdulillah, between us and has been translated, that I keep emphasizing, and it's been a couple of years, within all of my lecture I emphasize, because they would say, we gave you the map. We gave you what you needed. It's true that having the Imam is something that cannot be compared to anything else. But we didn't leave you in dark. One hadith from the life of Imam, it's enough to change our perspective. One narration from these blessed lives, for example, this hadith that we just read, that we need wali, that we need guardian. Well, somebody will say, well, the second narration was from the Shia sources. Well, the first one was from the Sunni sources also.
Yeah.
That it's not, he will not benefit unless he has our ma'rafah and our wilayah. If I take Kitab Tuhaf al-Uqul and I read it, advice of Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam to Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba, his advice to Imam Hussein, his advice to Malik, his advice to Malik, it's beautiful. And Imam keeps saying, Malik, this. Sorry, to Kumail ibn Ziyad al-Nakhai. Kumail, and he keeps saying, and basically he's telling Mustafa. You just replace Kumail with the name of Mustafa.
Sure.
I mean, it's not that only this is for Kumail and we cannot get on into it and practice it. No, Ya Kumail, ما من حركة إلا وأنت محتاج فيها إلى معرفة. Every movement that you're about to partake, every action that you're about to partake, you are in need of ma'rafah. So I take that hadith. Anything I want to do, I want to get married. Do I have some ma'rafah about the relationship between wife and husband? Have I studied the lives of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam? What is the role of husband in the house? What is the role, rights, responsibility of woman in the house and the husband and the children? I as a husband, my culture says, if you are as a husband, you have to be the man of the house. You have to rule the house. You have to have the last saying. You have to basically, everybody must fear you. But the teachings of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad tells you otherwise. A lengthy hadith. Rasulullah's advice to Imam Ali alayhi salam when he walks into the room and he sees the commander of the faithful sitting next to his wife, Ashraful Makhluqat after Rasulullah, he's cleaning lentils. And Rasulullah gave, I have the hadith, a page and a half. Ya Ali, if a man helps his wife in the house, he gets the thawab of 1,000 martyrs, shaheed from the battle of Badr.
Allah.
He gets that. 1,000 this, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. If the amount of hair on his body, Allah forgives his sins. And it's a page and a half reward for a man brooms his house. Or today we have vacuuming.
Yeah.
So washing dishes, doing laundry. So they have given us the map, but we keep the map inside our houses, on the shelves. We go and we try to find these Western psychologists and Western philosophers and thinkers, when they say something, wow, this is amazing. But whatever they say, the roots of it, if it's something good they say, the roots of it we see it within the Holy Quran and the narrations of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam.
Sure. And it exactly, makes me thinking that why are people like this? Why people, when they find a note or a sentence from a Western psychologist or from a Western philosopher, they just take it very, they pay attention to it and take it seriously. But when we say it in a hadith, in the Holy Quran, people say, no, come on, these are all outdated. They are for 1,400 years ago. They are useless right now in this moment. Why is it like this?
Because we didn't practice it and we didn't see the benefit. If we would have practiced the teachings of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad salawatullah alayhim ajma'in, we would have seen the benefits. I've met people, I've seen people who were on the other side, who were not familiar with the teachings of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad, who were not familiar with the teachings of Qala Sadiq and Qala Baqir alayhi salam, how miserable their life was.
Yeah.
And when they came telling me, Shaykh, this one hadith changed my life, this one verse changed my life, this one story of the life of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam was sufficient for me to completely change my personality, my perspective to life. It completely changed me. A relative of mine, about a month ago, he was going through a difficult time within financial issues and family issues and the kids' issues. He came to me and he said, Sheikh, I read this book from the Western philosopher, and it's saying such and such and such. Very important for us to, because he used to sleep during the day.
Yeah.
Salat al-Subh typically qada, and sleep late, playing games and stuff, and going out with his friends. He said, Sheikh, I've read that all of these millionaires, all of these wealthy people, all of these successful people, they wake up 4:35 in the morning. I have made decision. I looked at him. I said, you know, Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam says he dislikes, I'm not sure if we can translate the word that he has within the Arabic as a hate, but let's start dislikes. He said, I dislike for my Shia, my follower, to sleep from Salat al-Subh to sunrise. Why? He said, Allah gives us Ahlul Bayt the sustenance. We want to give it to them and they're sleeping. He said, seriously? I said, seriously? I showed him the hadith. Imam al-Jawad, so this day, right now, during our time, Imam al-Mahdi, ajalallah ta'ala faraj al-sharif, received all the sustenance. He wants to give us, and I'm sleeping, and my Salatul Subh qada. The person, even though he doesn't believe in Ahlul Bayt, he wakes up in the morning. During this time, Allah says, I will give my sustenance. Allah arhamur rahimin. Rain comes. You are a believer. You are a disbeliever. You are atheist. Rain comes and you will bless. You will bless by the rain. Sun will come up. You believe in Allah. You don't believe in Allah. That rahmah of Allah will get to you. Fruits for trees will be given to a believer and a disbeliever. In an hour and a half between Salat al-Subh until sunrise, if you are awake and you put effort, Allah will give you. Be a believer, don't be a believer. So he said, truly? I said, yeah. You read this? Imam Jawad alayhi salam says 1400 years ago. And he said something, I gave him another narration. He said something else. I gave him a couple of narration. His whole perspective, he said, well, I didn't see it because, again, Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam told us, Kunu zaynan lana.
Yeah.
If I, as a religious person, I don't act upon the teachings of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad, well, people will say, well, if he's the follower of Ali and Ali, and his life is this miserable life, and he's always in dramas and difficulties that he creates for himself, mismanaging his time, mismanaging his wealth, not having good relationship with the wife and husband and the kids, well, that shows he doesn't have a good resources. He doesn't have good teachings. Then he will stay away. That's why Imam says, Kunu zayna, kunu du'at an-nas bighayri al-sinatikum. Invite people to us without your tongue. Let your behavior. Imam Zuhaysam said, so when you walk, they say he's a Shia of Ali. I always tell people, Islam is not about having a miserable wealth from wealth perspective. No, put effort, have a good luxury life. Mm-hmm. But know your hudud, know your limitation. Don't do halal and haram to get that money. When you get it, make sure you paid your dues, your khums, your zakat to the needy. Have the best life. We do dua. Imams have teach us, oh Allah, give me daran wasi'ah. Give me a big house. Oh Allah, make me loved by people. Oh Allah, increase my sustenance and rizq. Why not? Why not have a good life? Know your limitation. Know your halal and haram. If you have wealth, make sure you go to Hajj if you are mustati'. Pay your khums and zakat. Have the best car. Have a good life. Why not? But make sure you keep your limitation.
Great. And we've got 5 minutes to the end of this show. So let me ask you for another phrase of this great Ziyarah Al Jamiah, which says, actually I have just written it right here, وَسُلَالَةِ النَّبِيِّينَ وَصَفْوَةِ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. It is describing Ahlul Bayt salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim ajma'in as the generations or as the sons of the prophets, if my translation is correct. So I would like you to
Inshallah. Sulalat al-Nabi, salam upon you, Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. You are the descendants of the prophets and choice of the messengers. Sulala is the extraction of something. You call it sulala. For example, when you take flour and you take the water, the rose water that we get from the rose, that's called sulala. When you extract everything that thing has for your own benefit, it's called sulala. Kids also is sulala because they take from parents,
Yeah.
from the mother and the father. They take it and they are born. They are sulala. So these both have similar meaning. So we talk about both of them. Basically, what it means, all the virtues that starting from Prophet Adam ala nabina wa ali alayhi salam had until Rasulullah, all of those virtues have got together and has been extracted, and Allah has given it to Ahl al-Bayt alayhi salam, starting with Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, all the way until Mahdi ajalallah ta'ala farajahu al-sharif. We see this in Amal al-Shaykh al-Tusi. Beautiful hadith. Well, Ibn Mas'ud narrates, كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله جالسا. Rasulullah was seated. في جماعة من أصحابه, companion of him, also were seated around him. إذ أقبل علي بن أبي طالب عليه السلام. Imam walked in. فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله states, من أراد أن ينظر إلى آدم في علمه. Anyone who wants to see Prophet Adam ala nabina wa alayhi salam and his knowledge. What was the knowledge of Prophet Adam? What was the level of his knowledge? Because Allah taught him. وَإِلَى نُوحٍ فِي حِكْمَتِهِ. And he wants to look at Prophet Nuh and the wisdom that he had. So the knowledge of Prophet Adam, wisdom of Prophet Nuh, وَإِلَى إِبْرَاهِيمٍ فِي حَلْمِهِ. And the forbearance of Prophet Ibrahim. فَلْيَنْظُرْ إِلَى عَلِيِّ بْنِ أَبِي طَالِبٍ عَلَيْهِ السَّلَامِ. Let him look at Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Allah has extracted the knowledge of Prophet Adam, has extracted the wisdom of Prophet Nuh, has extracted the forbearance of Prophet Ibrahim, and he has embedded in Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Another hadith, من أراد, also in Kamal al-Din wa Tamam al-Na'ma Shaykh al-Saduq, من أراد أن ينظر إلى آدم في علمه, the same thing, وإلى نوح في سلمه, and his submission and his Islam and Silm, وإلى إبراهيم في حلمه, and the forbearance of Prophet Ibrahim, وإلى موسى في فطانته, fatin, clever, وإلى داود في زهده, and the piety of Prophet Dawood. فلينظر إلى هذا قال فنظرنا فإذا علي بن أبي طالب عليه السلام قد أقبل كأنما ينحدر. We saw Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam walked in. So all the virtues of prophets, 124,000 prophets, has been extracted and is embedded in Ali and Ala Ali salawatullah alayhim ajma'een.
MashaAllah.
The next phrase we have to leave it for
Inshallah.
tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Sheikhna. And once again, alhamdulillah, we had this great chance to learn more about Ahlul Bayt salawatullah wa salamu alayhim ajma'een. And whole of your lecture was great and it was perfect. But let me just mention one beautiful out of all those beautiful moments and things that you said. When you said that لا تنال شفاعتنا مستخفا بصلاته, and in these days and nights we are fasting and we are worshiping Almighty in month of Ramadan. We are all awake until the dawn, until the call for prayer, for the dawn prayer. So it will be very good to, inshallah, keep this kind of behavior even after the month of Ramadan. So we don't miss our Salat al-Subuh, Salat al-Dhuhr, Salat al-Maghrib.
No matter how late we pray, how late we sleep, we make sure we wake up half an hour before Salat al-Subuh and eat our suhoor.
It will be great. And what you mentioned about not to underestimate the Salah. Let me just think that whatever I'm doing is not more important than the Salah. So if I'm a true follower of Ahlul Bayt, let me say my prayer just exactly when Imam of my time is saying his prayer. Because Imam of our time, he's not going to delay his Salah.
Of course not.
So it's a good approach, a perfect approach to pray when my Imam is praying. And it is exactly when they are calling for prayer.
And sorry, I know our time is finished. And there is a list that has the name of the people who pray their prayer on time. Goes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The first name is Imam al-Mahdi ajalallah ta'ala faraj sharif. So if we pray our prayer on time, inshallah our name will be on that list, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you so much, Sheikh.
Thank you for having me.
That was a great lecture, just like it was in the other nights. And inshallah tomorrow we're going to have more lectures and more topics, inshallah. Respected viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. And alhamdulillah, we spent this night also by gathering more information about Ahlul Bayt salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim ajma'in. Believe me, this is a great blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a great opportunity that has been given to us to be able to talk about Ahlul Bayt, to talk about the purity, talk about the good things. So inshallah, we be and become a better follower to Ahlul Bayt salawatullahi wa salamu alayhim ajma'in until the day of the reappearance of Imam of our time, and we be blessed by watching that day. Or if we passed away, inshallah, after the reappearance of Imam of our time, as we believe in Raj'ah, we be alive once again and inshallah be at service of Imam of our time. Thank you so much for tuning in. May Allah have mercy on all of you, dear brothers and sisters. Have a great time, and Ya Hussein. Mm-hmm.